Brett Loubser, MD of WeChat, a very warm welcome. First of all, let's talk about the concept itself, an instant messaging app. What is it? Give me some of the background.
So I think the basic idea with instant messaging apps is to provide a way for people to actually discuss or talk to each other using their mobile phones. Most of the big ones are cross-platform, so they work on most of the devices that are available out in the shops. And the idea is basically to add some kind of social layer on top of just chatting. So to take it above, in terms of functionality, something like SMS, but then also to reduce the cost of usage. So it uses data on the mobile network, which turns out to be quite a bit cheaper than what SMS costs us in South Africa in any event. And that seems to have been the first step in terms of capturing audience.
How much work have you done in terms of customer segmentation? Yeah, who's actually using this?
You know, we've done quite a bit of work and focused on very specific segments in our marketing campaigns. And I mean, I guess it's one of the things that is unusual about our approach to the market is that we have quite strong campaigns that we've been running. And traditionally, these things grow virally or through social network general rules, you know, so social graph and people telling other people about the application, and they kind of grow organically. So because we have approached it differently and have gone for campaigns, we have targeted very specific groups of people. So when we started out, we went for the tech influencers because those are the guys who generally are the early adopters. We're going to try out a new application just to see what it's like and see what it can do for them in their life.
And they'll talk about it.
Right, that's the idea. And now we're kind of shifting our strategy slightly. But, you know, in reality, it's talking to people is not something that is really segmented. You know, we talk to our kids and we talk to our friends, we talk to everyone. So it is something that really has application to anyone.
This is a question that comes from a group of under 30-year-olds. And it is, why bother? You are competing with the big gorilla in the room. We know who you're talking about, WhatsApp. I mean, it's become part of the parlance of kind of technological speak these days. What's the answer to that?
It's a very good question, and it's the hardest question of all, I guess. But
this keeps you awake at night, does it?
and children keep me awake at night. I think, you know, just in principle, first of all, I don't think we should ever be talking about any product in those terms and saying, and this is, you know, in a broader sense, we should never be complacent with what we have. You know, if we become complacent and happy with what we have, it means that we are stifling innovation and advancement. You know, so the hard thing for us, as you say, fighting against an established rival, is that we have to help people understand what the reason is for them to use our product. And as you say, that's the hard question. The thing that we're working on now, our first year was very much focused on actually brand building and helping people understand what the product is at the surface level. And this year we're focused on helping people to understand that it really is nothing like our competitor products because it's a platform. And I mean, maybe we could talk a little around that, but the idea of this being a platform means that other things can plug into it.
Well, let's talk about two things. One is, I think you used the words a little earlier about it being multi-layered, so you've got to keep putting innovation into this. That's the one thing. The other thing is, are customers necessarily loyal to a single platform? Try and answer that one first.
I don't think so. I think people are loyal to where their friends are, and I think people are loyal to what builds or delivers value in their lives. I really don't think that there's too much in terms of brand loyalty with this kind of product. I mean, I've been in the mobile environment for many years, and I think that probably even extends out into the device realm.
Providing the communication dynamic itself is working optimally.
Yes. So having you know, people stay where their friends are. So we've got to give them and their friends a reason to be here in the first place. And I think that's the real challenge.
Which segues into the first part of that question, the reason for being there, which means that you've got to keep looking at innovation in order to make it enticing.
Exactly.
What are you doing in that respect then?
So this year our major focus is, as I mentioned, on leveraging the platform. So what we're trying to do is kickstart the thought process for third parties to start delivering their own innovations and contents via the platform, because that's what it's really designed for. So the first layer is me talking to my friends, talking to workmates, and it has all of the kind of basic functionality you'd expect in that regard. The one thing that we also add at the application level is social sharing environments. We have this thing called Moments, and I mean, it might be something we can talk about a bit later, because Moments in principle is fundamentally different because it's private. So whatever you share there in a kind of timeline format is only shared with your contact list. It's never shared out into the internet or to the greater public, which is quite attractive to many people, with privacy becoming so topical these days. But then the second layer is where we're starting to actually plug other brands directly into the platform, and they are enabled to deliver content and experiences for their customers.
Which is in fact my
via our
final
platform.
question to you. Where is the value here in a tie-up between a brand and the platform itself?
So in the context of the application, we have these things we call official accounts, and they should be seen as kind of brand channels. And we provide multiple technology tools to third parties so that they can create their own experience and content and deliver it via our platform to their users. So I'll give an example. We've recently integrated with Big Brother, Big Brother Mzansi, so the South African version, and it was a major success for us. We built a full-fledged second screen experience. So through the Big Brother official account, you could send a message to screen, so you could write a message and it would end up scrolling across the television screen, which is highly engaging for that type of audience, the audience that's really involved in the Big Brother environment. You could view through the housemate profiles, you could vote, you could participate in polls, and so on. And we found the levels of engagement around Big Brother on the platform to be extremely high, very encouraging in terms of what we can deliver.
And
from
I can see where there could be brand beneficiation as far as that's concerned. Brett Loubser, I've got one thing to say to you. We're going to actually have to invite you back at some point, because I think that this is a new frontier that we're talking about. Time is against us, unfortunately, but thank you very much for the fascinating insight. Much obliged. Brett Loubser, MD of WeChat.
Thank you.